What's going on, guys? Wesley here. Today I'm going to be showing you a complete out of bounds glitch on Terminus in Black Ops 6 Zombies. This is absolutely game breaking. You can create pileups for your friends, get unlimited XP, camos, whatever you need. I'm going to show you everything that I've learned about this glitch today and just how overpowered it is. But keep in mind, there are ways that you can die, so I'm going to run you through everything that I've learned. There's so many possibilities with this glitch, and I'm going to run through everything today. So make sure you like and subscribe, and let's hop right in after a word from our sponsor. Actually, you're abusing a mechanic that is available only in standard mode, so make sure that you go and search for a standard mode game and make sure that you have play with squad on. At this point, you don't need a second player, but you will need a second player at some point. So next to the pack-a-punch right here, you're going to notice a rock. You may notice something underneath. If you don't know what's under here, it is the oxygen tank. So essentially this gives you longer breathing time. You need to use explosive damage in order to knock that rock out of the way, so Mustang Sally or a grenade or something of that nature. Only one player can pick it up from my understanding. So essentially what you want to do is go ahead and pick it up if you are going to be the player that is outside of the map. Next, what you want to do is go ahead and head over to any boat. You need to make sure the power's on so that you can actually use the boats in the map. Now, you should upgrade your Mustang and Sally if you're going to do this with a second controller. I just used two different accounts. It is going to be a lot more difficult, but I did it in this video and I'll show you how. Otherwise, just use at least one other friend. You can have upwards of 4 players, obviously, in this game. One player just needs to be outside of the map. Go ahead and gather up 2 boats on this side of Crab Island. If you don't know where that is, I suggest that you click the map link in the description down below. Most people should know where I am at. I'm on the back side of Crab Island. Next, the last thing that you are going to need is an RCXD. This is absolutely required as well. Everything I've shown you in this video is required. Now, stamina up could help you to swim faster, but I did not have it in this video. So after all of that setup, we are ready to go. So what you want to do to actually achieve this glitch is have the boat close enough to island where the player who's going to sit out of bounds throws their RCXD out. Then the second player will drive out of bounds, and as soon as they see return to combat area, they're going to get out and turn around and swim quickly back to shore. This is because otherwise they would die to the death barrier. Now, the player who's using the RCXD will, for whatever reason, just get teleported back to the island. This is what the second boat is for, you know, the one that just blew up on me. So I had to rush over here on my Xbox account and drive back over. What you're going to do is you're going to have to drive that player out of bounds. Now, you can see I had every single thing go wrong and I was still able to make time. So you should be able to do this. Just make sure that you drive the boat decently, better than me for sure. Now repeat the same steps, except this time the player will not be teleported back, and once their RCXD actually goes away, they're going to be outside of the bounds. But if you are above water, you will start taking death barrier damage. Immediately go under the water to avoid this. Anytime that you are underwater, you will not be taking damage. Pretty cool, right? So essentially with that oxygen tank, it's very easy for you to manage your oxygen. Just stay under for a while until you fully heal, come up, take a breather for a second, you'll get hit, and then go straight back under. Very easy. And what you want to do is go over to the area that I'm going to right now. So we're aiming a little bit more north to this other island. You can see my secondary player is dead. I'm going to go ahead and end the round in a minute so that they spawn back, but make sure that you do not go inside of the death barrier line. So you can see that red line on my mini map. Do not go back in bounds, because if you go back in bounds, then you can't come back out. You're gonna have to repeat the steps to the glitch. So here's the grand finale of this glitch. Here's how you get out of bounds. So go ahead and line up exactly where I do right here. I'm going to show the map right here. If you are attempting this glitch, I highly suggest you pause right there once you've watched the whole video so that you can reference exactly where to go down. You are going to take a breather, make sure you have full oxygen, and then go straight down. Now, to go straight down, I suggest that you rotate in a circle. That way you will just go straight down and not kind of veer out. Once you have actually gone all the way down, you may not notice any type of gap, but sooner or later the ground will become not solid. You can actually go through it. And once that happens, dip up and make sure that you swim up as fast as possible. You can see I don't have much oxygen left, but I actually ended up glitching upwards into the ground. Now you're going to need to be careful. There are not many spots that you can actually come up for oxygen at first, and there is a point where you can actually get glitched. You're going to see it here. I try to lift up just enough so that I can get some air, but you'll see I start spring loading. I start going back and forth and rubber banding. Now you may get stuck here, but eventually you will get unstuck, and as soon as that happens, go ahead and swim swim over to the secondary island, the one where you can purchase the boat. You can see it right here. Make sure that you go under that island, not the main one that you just saw me get stuck at. Again, if you get stuck, you should be able to eventually get unstuck. Be careful not to drown. Your most important thing here is making sure you have oxygen and that you are constantly moving, because certain parts of this island, these zombies will throw meat at you, but not all of them. You can see my friend is actually currently not alive right now, and I'm able to get the zombies to pile up in the middle here. Now, this glitch is not perfect. You can actually have the cloud hit you if you are too close to the edge of the island. You can have the zombies throw meat at you if you are too close to the ground above. So you want to be careful where you actually sit here, but there are many different spots that you can create pileups, and depending if your friend is on the island or out in the water will determine if the zombies will actually run around. Typically speaking, I think that the best way to actually utilize this glitch is to have your friends on the island running from zombies and playing like normal, except you should be right under the surface and the zombies will lock onto you sometimes, but sometimes they will chase your friends. So there's multiple different ways that this glitch is still being looked into, but I thought it was absolutely sick, and it definitely gives you the ability to line them up like so. You can see my friend gets onto the island, they start running after him. So I would highly suggest that you use a boat, stay on the side of the island, trigger the zombies to spawn by jumping onto the island, your friend that is, and then just simply hopping back into the boat. They can explore the map, they can walk around, they can do whatever they want. As long as all the zombies for that round have spawned in, they can literally go and do whatever they want, Easter egg or not. So if you guys appreciate this video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As usual, if you're someone who watches the entirety of my videos, make sure you comment down below bananas. Other people may not understand it, but I will sure as hell appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.